Mike Shinoda has a lot of people talking today after a new update posted on his website has only added to months of rampant speculation that Linkin Park, one of rock's most iconic bands, could be reuniting. This years after the shocking and tragic loss of their beloved and iconic frontman, Chester Bennington, one of the best rock frontmen of all time. And so the band has been idle since that time, back in 2017 with that heartbreaking loss. And it was very much thought that this group would not reunite, or there was a lot of uncertainty as to whether or not it would occur. So earlier this year, a lot of eyebrows were raised when Orgy frontman Jay Gordon was giving an interview, and he was talking about how much he loved Linkin Park, how much he respected them, and then he said in passing that he had heard a rumor that Linkin Park was reuniting with a female singer. So this was obviously talked about a lot online, but people were unsure whether or not this would actually be true. For me, I don't see why he would make something like that up. He's been in rock for a long time. He knows a lot of people. And so it was really interesting to hear that. And then weeks later, Billboard comes out with a report where they say they have multiple people connected to the band claiming that Linkin Park is in fact in the process of putting together a reunion. The details are unclear, and this is not confirmed, so take all of this with a grain of salt. And now we have this new update from Mike Shinoda that has a lot of fans really interested in what the future holds for this legendary rock band. When news broke that Linkin Park's iconic frontman Chester Bennington had passed away back in 2017, it felt like the entire music industry stopped. Tributes from around the world poured in for weeks and months. The band would hold a historic star-studded tribute show with a who's who of rock vocalists honoring the late icon. But as the years have gone by, there have been no updates about the future of the band, with many thinking the group would never get back together. And it was a surprising comment by a rock frontman made earlier this year that got a lot of Linkin Park fans talking about a potential reunion. Orgy vocalist Jay Gordon spoke to Mike Z's Wired in the Empire for KCAL 96.7 when he spoke about Linkin Park and talked about a rumor he had heard. He said, very cool guys, and obviously a great band. They've been around a long time, and they're still going for it. It's going to be tough without Chester, but we'll see. I hear they got a girl singer now. That's what I heard. He would later issue a follow-up statement claiming his words were taken out of context. And it's clear from the interview that Gordon wasn't trying to spoil any potential news about a Linkin Park reunion. But given that the band is one of the most iconic groups of all time, word spread like wildfire. And weeks later, Billboard would release a blockbuster story claiming to have multiple sources connected to Linkin Park, indicating they were in fact in the process of reuniting. The April 30th story in Billboard spread like wildfire and offered behind-the-scenes details from multiple sources. They even gave specifics about who would be booking the potential reunion. The story said, 3 members of Linkin Park are mulling a possible 2025 reunion tour and are considering hiring a female vocalist to succeed late lead singer Chester Bennington. Several sources close to the band tell Billboard. It added, booking agency WME is taking offers for a potential Linkin Park tour, along with headlining festival dates featuring Mike Shinoda, Brad Delson, and Dave Farrell. Though the report is not clear on what the status of the other members are, or whether or not there's any sort of rift about the potential for the band to move forward. It says, the band has not indicated who will sing on behalf of Bennington, who was often given praise as one of the most gifted and durable vocalists of the late 2000s. Now, back in April, Mike Shinoda gave an interview to Revolver, and they asked him directly about the potential for a Linkin Park reunion. And Mike, as he has said in the past, says when there's news to share, they will be the ones to tell you. And that's why his latest update is so interesting. But this is what he said back in April to Revolver about the potential for a reunion. He told Revolver, rumors always go around. People always ask, what's next for the band? And the best answer I can ever give anybody is when there's something to tell you, we will tell you. When there's an announcement to be made, it will be on linkinpark.com. If you're hearing it from somebody else, you can trust that information as much as you want to trust it. And that was hardly a denial. And the possibility of Linkin Park continuing with a female vocalist is very intriguing. And after word got out about the rumors, many fingers started pointing at Amy Lee, who was also one of the most talented singers in the genre, and frankly, all of music. But Amy was quick to shoot down those rumors. She responded in an interview with iHeartRadio. She said she had never been contacted about the gig, but she was open to doing it as long as it was only part-time. She said, "But that's awesome. They should ask me about that. I don't have a ton of free time, but I might do it part-time." And then just yesterday, Mike Shinoda shared an update on his journal on his website that has so many Linkin Park fans talking. This journal entry dated August 12th, 2024. Mike's journal. He said, "Hey everyone, I've been locked away in the lab for a while, in between a couple summer trips. So many exciting things planned for you." Now, of course, it's entirely possible that Mike could be referring to matters unrelated to Linkin Park when he says there are so many exciting things planned. But it would be hard to believe that Shinoda hasn't seen that Billboard report, or the comments made by Jay Gordon, and the rampant speculation that Linkin Park could be reuniting. And he's a highly intelligent guy. So when you say there are so many exciting things planned for you, many Linkin Park fans are wondering if this could really be it. This is all really interesting, and I'm starting to feel pretty confident that this is actually going to happen. Of course, nothing is confirmed until Linkin Park says so, but when you look at all of these factors starting to come together, especially that Billboard report, I really trust their reporting on this. There's going to be so many people involved in a potential Linkin Park reunion that it's going to be difficult to kind of keep the lid on things. And so that's why when they say they have several sources connected to the band, and then on top of that, you have a completely separate rock frontman who just in passing says that Linkin Park's going to be getting back together with a female singer. Then Billboard later confirms that as well. And then Mike makes this comment. It's very exciting. And, I don't think they're going to try to do anything other than honor Chester's legacy. I totally trust them to do that, as they have done for years now. They've done a wonderful job releasing all this amazing archival material. It's just not a lot of bands do that. And so they've really opened the doors up to the fans. And so I think we should all, wait patiently for any potential announcements from Linkin Park. And of course, it could still not happen, but it's really starting to look quite likely. And I'm very excited to see what the future holds for one of rock's most beloved bands. Their catalog is incredible. And while, of course, I think there would be some people who are trepidatious about Linkin Park proceeding with a different vocalist, I know there's millions and millions of fans out there that would love to be in the crowd and sing their hearts out to so many special songs. So we'll have to wait and see, but I'm feeling really optimistic about this. That's your latest update from Rockfeed. Be sure to subscribe with notifications on if you're new here for the latest news and updates.